the walls came tumbling down. The fall of Jericho. From a conservative faith perspective for children, in the Bible, we read exciting stories about how God helped His people. One of those stories is about a big, strong city called Jericho, but Jericho wasn't a good city. The people there did not follow God's ways. Let's see how God helped His people take over this strong city, a city of sin, not God's friends. The people of Jericho did not believe in the one true God. They worshipped idols, which are like statues or toys, and did not listen to God's rules. Mean to others. The Bible tells us they were not kind to other people. This made God very sad. God's promise and plan. A new home. God promised His people, the Israelites, a new home called the Promised Land. Jericho was the first city they had to conquer to enter this land. A strange plan. God didn't tell them to fight in the usual way with swords and shields. He gave them a very different plan, marching around the walls, following God's rules. God told the Israelites to march around the city of Jericho, once a day for 6 days. They had to be silent and only the priests could blow their trumpets. The seventh day. On the seventh day, they marched around the city 7 times. Then, the priests blew their trumpets, the people shouted, and the walls of Jericho came tumbling down. Trusting God completely. Faith and obedience. The Israelites didn't understand why they had to march around the city, but they trusted God and followed His instructions. God's power at work. God showed His amazing power by making the walls fall down. The Israelites could then go into the city and claim it for God. Lessons we can learn. Obeying God is important even when God's plan doesn't make sense to us. We should trust Him and do what He says. God's power is stronger no matter how big or strong something seems. God is always more powerful. God helps those who follow Him. When we trust God and obey His commands, He will help us overcome any challenge. Discussion questions for parents and kids. Why did God want the Israelites to take over Jericho? What was special about the seventh day? How can we trust God even when things seem difficult? A reminder for us all. The story of Jericho reminds us that God is in control of everything. When we trust Him and obey His word, we will see amazing things happen. Even when problems seem too big, God is always there to help us. As they reflect on the story of Jericho, children are inspired to cultivate a faith that moves mountains and trust in God's sovereign plan.